Okay, today I would like to talk about the prioritization, and I have read from talko.com/blog/prioritizing tasks the topic of strategies that every manager needs to know. This blog is contain 7 strategy to manage or schedule the tasks or schedule the time that uh, will help you to meet the timeline or meet the deadline. Okay, let's start with the strategy number 1 is timeline. We'll start with the favorite solution, which is project timeline. What I appreciate that most because about timeline is that it's very visual, which makes the information they represent easier to absorb the minute. Timeline are also shareable, so they keep everyone on the same page. Even I've even you have to make last minute change. There are different type of project management software that include the timeline feature, but my favorite is Toggle Plan. That's for sure is your website. It's free browser and okay, timeline on infinite. Only a certain number of tasks will fit on each one, which force to prioritize. When space is limited, you'll be less likely to add something that isn't mission critical. Okay, the number 2 is I send our metric. We might familiar with the square that's cross form urgent and important tasks, and after we plot the square of urgent and not urgent and important and not important, we will have the place for four space. The first space is urgent and important that we might call it the current one, uh, urgent and important. On the current one, only thing that we can do with that is just do it first cause it in the urgent time and so important value. And the current two, that the not urgent and important not urgent and important. The website talko.com, they suggest to plan, but I highly recommend you pay your most focus on that. You pay your most focus on that cause because this is the high rate high high risk uh, high risk percent of the result that you can you can get. For example, you for the full current, you just pay the attention for 25% for uh, the current to not urgent and important, and then the benefit of that, if you can finish time in before that come to current one, before that come to the urgent, and you that means you finish the task important in time. So this is the most effective that you can do or you can be on to do it. I recommend highly recommend you to focus on this current, not urgent and important. And current 3 is not important and but urgent, not important but urgent. Some tasks that require you to do but lower value, that I also suggest to delegate it to someone who can do it as well, but you can cover them. For example, you be it like you are like senior level, or you are like at manager level, and you can delegate it to under reported you, like uh, junior level, like this. And number four, not important and not urgent at all. uh, current current for, and you can eliminate it. Don't pay any attention or don't waste your time on it. It's not important and not urgent at all. And the next rule, number three, number strategy number three is 1-3-5 rule. Although I like to do list, I tend to use them as a brain dump. This result is a long list of tasks that can accomplish it in the short term frame. In author managers at agency love list too, but apply 1-3-5 rule to make them more effective. The premise is that rule is that each day you plan to complete one big task, three mediums ones, and five small ones. It's like Eisenhower matrix in that you limit your workload to essential, in this case, to night items, and hold other less important tasks at bay. Divide tasks according to important, large, medium, and small. The concept of this is you pay attention on the task. One big task should complete on that day, and medium three medium tasks should complete, and five small one. And another you can postpone that to tomorrow after you commit with yourself that you can you can successfully finish the nine item is contained with five small, three mediums, and one big. Okay. The next strategy is eat that frog. Eat that frog from Mark Twain. Mark Twain once said that if you eat a live frog in the morning, the worst is over as far as your day is concerned. Brian Tracy embraces this quote as a metaphor for prioritizing tasks and time management. Tracy doesn't suggest that you eat a frog, but he does recommend that you work on the hardest and most important task in your agenda each morning. Okay, just just prioritize your tasks, and uh, do the do the high prioritize tasks at the in the morning, in the cause you have more energy on the when you start to work. When we are feeling overwhelmed, we tend to do one of two things: procrastinate on the bigger or more urgent tasks until the last minute and then panic, or do all smaller annoying tasks first just to get them out of the way and feel less burdens. According to Tracy, both outcomes are self-defeating. The right approaching is to focus on impact by identify the biggest goal, write it down, setting a deadline, listening everything that needs to be done to achieve the goal, listing everything that needs to be done to achieve the goal, arranging the tasks in the list in order to prioritize with your frog at the top. Okay, identify the biggest goal, writing it down, setting a deadline, identify the goal, write it down, set a deadline, and then listing everything that needs to be done to achieve the goal. How to achieve the goal, list it, and arrange the task in the list in order to prioritize. in order of priorities, with your frog at the top. The frog is been the most important mode effect. People tend to be at their most productive in the morning, so tackling a frog as soon as you are at your desk ensure that you are directing your best effort toward the higher value tasks on your list. We only have a limited amount of time to devote to work every day, so we when you ask yourself what is the best use of the times, you will accomplish most you will accomplish more and be happier with the result. And trick number five, it is the Ivy Lee method. When a project is nearing its deadline, it's routine to find yourself facing a huge list of important and urgent tasks. Since you can't do everything, it's time to examine that list more closely. We measure the importance of everything on it. Over 100 years ago, productivity consultants Ivy Lee develops an easy and effective method of prioritizing your work. At the end of each day, write down the 6 most important things that needs to be accomplished the following day. 6 is the maximum number, so only include goals that are essential. Prioritize them in order of importance. When you arrive at the office the next day, start the first task on your list. Focus on it until it's done. Then move on to the next one. Keep at it until you finish it, everything on the list. Able, if you were not able to get everything done, move all unfinished item to a new list of 6 tasks for the next morning. Like 135 method, the Ivy League strategy limits you to a certain number of tasks per day, creating a constraint that compels you to prioritize accurately and remain focused by moving through the list one task at a time. Uh, the next one is being the number 6 is the ABCDE method. Name is this name is interesting. The ABCDE method, which is another prioritization strategy devised by Brian Tracy, digs a little deeper by showing you how to accurately assess the importance of a task. When you are looking at the short list, every task on it can feel equally important. How do you set one above other? Instead of assigning all tasks to a single priority level, the ABCDE presents at least 2 levels of each one. You give every task a letter from A, B, C, D, E, and A being the most urgent. Then take all A items and give it a number indicating which order you will do it, such as first, second, and third. Repeat until every task on the list has a letter and a number. When each task has multiple priority levels, you get clearly on which one are the most essential to the project and can dedicate appropriate time and effort to getting it done. The tip number 7, Warren Buffett's two-list strategy. Billionaire investor Warren Buffett believes that if you are working towards with wrong goal, it doesn't matter how productive or efficient you are. His two-list strategy requires you to periodically periodically review and re-evaluate your goals and prioritize to confirm that you are still headed in the right directions. Start by writing down your top 25 goals. This might relate with our last previous last episode that I talked about uh, uh, trick of trick from uh, uh, Warren Buffett about setting a goal like this. And this start by writing down your top 25 goals of your project. This sounds more generous than some of the method I've discussed, but now you have to pare down your list to the top 5. Anything that didn't make the cut is eliminated or shelved for later consideration. Warren Buffett, that last episode that I just read is talk about the 20 and 80% of the tasks. The premise of the two-list strategy is that you avoid wasting time on tasks that aren't important enough to command your attention right now. It's easy to intersperse working on these major tasks as you have time, so eliminating them from the list ensure that your priorities are more effective. These are 7 prioritize task strategy. Number 1 is timeline. Set your tasks by time. Number 2 is Eisenhower metric. Set your tasks by 2 factors. One is urgent and 2 is important. Number 3, 135 blue. How to just fix how to just focus on the big one, big big tasks, big one tasks. Uh, Focus on big one tasks, 3 medium tasks, and 5 small tasks. And number 4 is that frog start by the most important task at the morning or at first. Number 5, IV method. IV method is talk about how to mm, include the goal essential to prioritize. How to reprioritize is like one the eat that frog. You start by first task. First task is most important, and and fix your task not too much. And number 6 is ABCDE method. How to how to weight your prioritize of your tasks. And the last one, number 7, is Warren Buffett's two-list strategy. Two-list strategy. If you have 100% of the task and you apply your 80-20% rules, 20% of your task will give you 80% of the result, and the first list you make from 25 tasks, you have the 5 by 25, right? And after you have 5 tasks, you apply 20%, 80% rules again. You will have only one task that you should start first. This is all of the strategy every manager needs to know from Talko.com. Thank you so much for today.